In this video, we are going to focus on Iowa's pigs. Most of you saw us in second grade again, and so this should be kind of familiar to you. And if you think back to second grade, chances are we read a book about pigs, about a pig farm, and then you built a pig barn. And we talked about the importance of those pigs living inside. Behind us are some things we hope you remember. So in Iowa, we raise more pigs than any other state. We hope you remember that pigs produce meat called pork. That would be bacon, sausage, pork chops. There's a lot of things we don't think of other than just bacon. Next, a lot of pigs are pink. They're not really. They are actually, that's their skin you're seeing, and their hair is actually white. But not all pigs are pink. Next, we hope you remember that most of Iowa's pigs do live in barns. And finally, pigs grow really quickly. So today we're going to focus on a little different side of pigs than just the fact that they live inside. We're going to talk a little bit about the history of pigs. The next thing you're going to see in this video is me reading this information to you, but some of your teachers might have this. So teachers, if you're having your class read this independently, you can fast forward through me reading it. Otherwise, you will see this on the screen and you will hear me giving you that information. History of raising pigs. Pigs were some of the first animals to be domesticated, probably as early as 7000 BC. 40 million years ago, hog-like animals rammed forests and swamps in areas that are now Europe and Asia. By 4900 BC, hogs were domesticated in China, and by 1500 BC, they were being raised in Europe. In 1539, Hernando de Soto landed at Tampa Bay, Florida, and he had along 13 pigs, the first pigs in North America. By the time of de Soto's death, 3 years later, his hog herd had grown to 700 hogs. Colonists in Pennsylvania developed the practice of finishing hogs on corn, or feeding them nothing but corn for a few weeks before they were butchered to improve the quality of their pork. This practice improved the pork and laid the foundation for the modern pork industry. Hog raising became an important commercial practice during the 1800s when Midwest farm regions were settled. The hogs would eat corn, grass, clover, or even table scraps that would have otherwise become garbage. The word hogwash, meaning something that's worthless, came from this practice. In some areas, hogs would be turned out to find their own food. They would roam freely, eating what they could find. On Manhattan Island, New York, the hogs rampaged through grain fields until farmers were forced to build a wall to keep them out. The street running along this wall is now Wall Street. Most people had pig pens near their homes, and they would feed the pigs just enough to keep them returning home each day. Everybody had a different hog call, so their pigs responded to their call and came home. These calls might be a high-pitched suey, a low-pitched work, or a simple here pig, here. Lard was in high demand for baking, so producers grew their pigs to be very fat. Then, people could eat foods that were higher in fat, because most of them were involved in vigorous physical labor that caused their bodies to burn large amounts of fat and calories. Today, most people aren't as active as they were back then, and health-conscious consumers want leaner meat. To meet this demand, pork producers have changed the way they raise pigs, or swine. Most cuts of pork today are as lean or leaner as similar cuts of beef and chicken. Pork has a high nutrient density, or a high level of nutrients for the level of calories. Pork provides protein, iron, zinc, and B vitamins. Many people picture hog farms as smelly, muddy places where pigs roll in muddy pens. Years ago, pigs would lie in the mud to protect themselves from overheating and biting insects. Today, most hogs are kept indoors in buildings where pork producers can control the temperature, humidity, and other factors. These buildings are well lit and clean, so producers can better monitor pig health. Some operations use both indoor and outdoor facilities. Healthy, unstressed animals provide better products, so producers do all they can to keep pigs healthy and happy. Byproducts made from swine include adhesives, plastics, shoes, paint, glue, crayons, chalk, and chewing gum. Pig heart valves are used to replace diseased or damaged human heart valves. Hog skin is used in treating serious burns, and hog pancreas glands can provide insulin to treat diabetes. Now that you have some history on pigs and the word hogwash, remember hogwash was something that wasn't worth keeping, it wasn't worth eating inside, so they would feed it to pigs. Not something we would do today. But hogwash today is thought of as a word that's just kind of like, not true. That's hogwash. It's not worth saying. So we're going to play this game, Truth or Hogwash. If your class is playing this, fast forward through this part or pause us and you can join if you would like to hear us give some more explanations. Okay, so number 1, pigs overeat and really pig out. Do you think that is the truth or do you think it's hogwash? Mrs. Wagner.
So that is definitely hogwash. Pigs stop eating when they have reached their energy requirements. When compared to humans, pigs eat more frequently throughout the day and in smaller amounts. So in the barns that the pigs are in, they have automatic feeders, automatic waters. They can eat and drink as much as they want, but they're not going to be pigging out per se.
Not like us on Thanksgiving.
Right, exactly.
They know when they're full and they stop.
And they stop.
Okay, next. On modern hog farms, hogs are fed table scraps and garbage. Truth or hogwash?
Again, that's definitely going to be hogwash because pigs are fed carefully balanced rations matched to their age and weight that consist of feeds such as corn, barley, and soybeans. Now, when I say ration, I've said that before about feeding cattle. Ration is the amount of feed consumed by one animal for the day. So it's kind of like a recipe designed just for that specific animal. Okay, so when they are babies, they have a certain amount of feed that they're given and certain things, ingredients are in there. And then when they're being finished at the end, they have another ration.
Number 3, truth or hogwash? A hog is ready to go to market when it weighs between 260 and 280 pounds.
That is true. Most market pigs weigh 260 to 280 pounds and produce about 140 pounds of consumable meat. So when they come to that barn as a baby, they don't weigh, what do they weigh?
2 or 3 pounds.
Yeah, not very much. Yeah. And they grow at a fast rate because they're eating this ration that we just talked about, and they're going to grow to 260 to 280 pounds.
They usually reach that, I want to say 6 to 8 months.
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
They grow pretty quickly. Number 4, truth or hogwash? Pigs have small eyes and poor eyesight. We didn't talk about this, so what do you think?
Yeah, this one is something I've learned. So this is true. They have poor eyesight. However, they do have a strong sense of smell.
Okay, number 5. Hogs lay in the mud because they're lazy and dirty.
That is definitely hogwash. Pigs roll in the mud and water to cool off, but pigs do not have sweat glands and cannot cool down by sweating. As mud dries on their skin, water evaporates and cools the pigs as well as providing a protective barrier from the sun.
Do they do that today?
They don't do that today. They are in barns with fans and misters. They are not doing that today.
Okay, number 6. Most hogs are raised in temperature-controlled buildings.
That is true. Pigs live in clean, modern buildings that protect them from weather and predators and provide optimum temperatures. Fans and sprinkling systems cool pigs in the summer. Heat lamps and heaters warm them in the winter. So they're living a pretty good life in those barns. They have heat and AC, and they're warm and cool when they need to be.
Very good. Number 7. Female hogs called sows are pregnant for 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days before giving birth. Do you think that's true?
That is true, and that's an easy way to remember that. Sows are pregnant for about 114 days before they give birth to a litter of piglets. Each sow has an average litter of 10 to 14 piglets. So that's a lot of babies that she's in charge of.
Yeah. Next one. Pigs are primarily raised to produce meat such as bacon, ham, sausage, and pork chops.
We definitely know that's true. That's our produces pork. Pigs produce meat that provides protein and vitamins to our diet.
Awesome. Number 9, pig heart valves are used to replace damaged human heart valves. Truth or hogwash?
This might be a tricky one for some of you, but this is definitely true. Heart valves from pigs are used to replace diseased or damaged heart valves because they function the same way as a human heart valve. And I know this very true because my grandma, about 15 years ago, she had her heart valves replaced and they used hog heart valves. So, and she's doing well today.
Awesome. Makes some of us kind of squeamish. I can almost hear your classroom
I can too.
But especially
it's a pretty
if you're
cool
someone
fact.
receiving that, it's really awesome. And just another driving home that point that we don't waste any part of an animal.
Nope.
Every single part of that animal can be
used.
Number 10, pork products produced on farms in the United States are only used in our own country.
That is hogwash. Pork products from the United States are shipped all over the world. Japan and Mexico are the leading buyers. So that's something that I learned. Yeah. Japan and Mexico are the leading buyers.
Awesome. Number 11, in order to gain 1 pound of body weight, a pig must eat 2.5 to 3 pounds of food.
That is true. Pigs gain 1 pound of weight after eating 2.5 to 3 pounds of feed. This is called feed conversion.
Number 12, a newborn piglet is approximately the same size as a human baby. What do you think?
I think that's definitely hogwash. Newborn pigs weigh about 3 pounds and are 11 inches long. Newborn human babies in the U.S. average 7.5 pounds and are 20 inches long. Newborn pigs are half the size of a newborn baby.
Very small.
Yes.
Okay. Last one, number 13. Chewing gum, crayons, bristle brushes, like art brushes, and drum heads are all byproducts of hogs. Truth or hogwash?
That is definitely true. So this might be surprising to you, but you would have learned about it in 2nd grade. The parts that cannot be used for food, so the blood, bones, hooves, hair, hide, fat, these are used to make byproducts. And when we say byproducts are a second product that are made from what otherwise would be wasted. So like we just talked about, we don't waste any part of the livestock being produced.
Okay, so your job is to take the things you learned, and we want you to write on these lines 3 things that are true about pigs and 2 that are hogwash. And then when you take this home, test someone out. See if they know things that are true and false about pigs today. You should be experts. You've learned a lot about those pigs we raise in Iowa, and we're hoping maybe that word hogwash is new to you also. But hopefully you learned a couple of things today about pigs that you didn't know before, even though you were familiar with them living inside and producing pork. So next time we join you, we will talk more about another animal you've heard of, but we're going to go a little more in depth with those as well. Have a good day.